Lynn Marshall, and I'd like to introduce you to my style of yoga, which is a style of yoga that's very gentle, very easy. It's like slow, gentle stretches. So any ideas about putting yourself into contorted positions, forget about. It's very lovely and relaxing to do. No exertion and no strain. Well, the way that this kind of yoga works is that you don't have to push, as with ordinary exercises, to get into a position. You stop when your body tells you to stop, and you maintain a holding position. As you'll see, it's usually for a count of 5, and then we come out of the position, and that holding count of 5 is enough to establish the stretch on the part of the body that we're working on, so that the next time you do it, you automatically go a little bit further. That's the way that it works. It also means that while you're doing the movement, you're concentrating completely on what you're feeling and automatically clearing the mind, because there's no room in the mind for any other thoughts. So this might not happen at the very beginning, but once you get used to doing the movements, that in fact is what will happen, so that you're relaxing the mind at the same time as relaxing, stretching, toning, and firming the body. Okay, no weird names, as some of you that perhaps have thought of yoga as being weird names, difficult to learn words. Nothing like that with this. Everything is called by an English name that's very easy to understand and very easy to remember. Complicated breathing is another thing that people associate with yoga. Well, once again, relax as far as that's concerned. All I'm going to do is get you to take a deep breath at the beginning of most of the movements, and I'll instruct you, as you'll see as we go through the routine, and then I want you to forget the breathing and not worry about when to breathe out, when to breathe in. Take that initial deep breath and then forget the breathing. In fact, when you actually come to practice the movements, you'll find your body breathes in and out normally, and any other breathing information for when you get more proficient at the movements you'll find from the book Everyday Yoga, so don't worry about the breathing. Now, the routine of movements that I've actually worked out for you is worked out because I found that a lot of people don't know which yoga positions, which yoga movements they ought to do for which parts of the body. So with this routine, it's worked out for you a set of basic and easy yoga movements that anyone can do. Now that means young or old, male or female, in condition or out of condition. The movements are so gentle that they can't possibly do you any harm as long as you don't try to push. And I know that might be a difficult thing at first for you to accept, because we're sort of trained in life that we've got to push and make an effort in order for anything to be beneficial. With this style of yoga, it really doesn't apply. It's a question of not pushing, a question of listening to your body and taking it as far as it will go naturally. Natural is the key word. Really listen to your body. What do you need to do the routine? Well, very little, really. You need yourself. You need enough space around you to be able to work in without hitting the furniture. A little bit of fresh air perhaps coming into the room. Open the window to let some fresh air come in if it's not too cold. And a floor surface that you can grip on, that you really feel safe on. That's it. Well, our first movement is called the standing stretch, to warm the entire body up in readiness for the remainder of the routine. So let's go and do it. So our first movement in the routine is called the standing stretch, and we're going to stretch the body forwards and then back and side to side to warm it up, but very, very gently. We're going to interlock the fingers and stretch up, getting the elbows as straight as possible, but if it's not comfortable, they can bend a little bit. And then bending forward from the hips, so that means that the bottom is being pushed right out, and the ears are level with the upper arms, and I'm stretching out rather than down. And you're not going to be doing it quite this far. We're going to be doing a modified version in a moment. Back, and then side to side, really nice stretch to get the body gently warmed up for the routine. Over to the other side. And up. And letting the arms and the hands come down and undo. Now, the modified version, which is the one that we're going to be doing together, is just a much more gentle bending in each of the directions, so that exactly the same feet and hand position. And we're going to be taking a breath in this position as well, just a gentle breath. And then coming forward to this sort of position here, no holding, it's continuous slow movement as everything else that we're going to be doing. Again to the back, but just a few inches to about there. Straightening up and to the sides, and this bit about the hips swaying in the opposite direction really helps the body to come over much easier. Straightening up, see how slow and how smooth. And to the other side, the hip goes out first. Now the body comes over gently. Needn't be very far, but just lovely and smooth and easy. The arms and the hands come down. Now this bit is important. Just watch. I'm going to relax the body forward, but without any pushing, and relying on the weight of the arms and the hands and the weight of my head. That's the only thing that's determining how far I come over. Coming to your natural limit, that means no forcing. And now watch my back. It's an uncoiling movement so that each of the joints in the back is being worked gently so that you're getting the back strong and supple, but in this easy way. And the head is the very last thing to come up, so that the joints and the muscles in the neck, if you can hear me underneath all this hair, they get worked on as well. So it's a big bonus, really, that even though you're relaxing over, it's just the coming up from that, but you're really getting a lot of strength and suppleness into the spine. All right, want to have a go? Come and stand in this position with the legs and the feet about 2 feet apart or so. Make sure that it's really comfortable and that you really feel quite secure. Have the toes pointing straight in front of you rather than out at angles. All right, and let's start then by interlocking the fingers. Just listen carefully as well as watching me. Push up, but without jerking. Push the palms of the hands up to the ceiling and get the elbows straight if it's comfortable. If not, let them bend a little bit. Perfectly all right. Okay, now let's take a breath. I don't want you to worry about the breathing in this series at all. So take the initial breath and then forget your breathing. Just let the body breathe naturally. But first of all, a deep breath. Breathe in and stretch up. All right, start to come forward. Need only be a few inches. Push the bottom out a little bit behind you and keep the ears level with the upper arms. Straighten up smoothly. If you can, try not to jerk. And just a little relax, let the elbows bend, and let's do it to the back. Breathe in, stretch up, back from the hips, but keep the knees and the elbows straight. Again, need only be a few inches. Straighten up. Let the elbows give just a little. Let's do it to the side. Breathe in, stretch up. Let the hips sway to your left, my right. Imagine you're looking at a mirror if you're doing this with me. So you come over to your right, straightening up smoothly, no rushing. Let the elbows bend, and to the other side. Breathe in and stretch up. Let the hips go this time to your right, and now let the body come over just a little. Straighten up. Let the arms and the hands come down in front. You see, no rushing. It's just nice and easy. And now this relaxing forward bit. Don't push. Let the arms go. Let the head relax. Listen to your body and let it bring you over to your natural limit. Forget about ordinary exercising. Don't push. Just relax. And now uncoil. Imagine there's a cord hooked onto the back of your waist that's pulling you up slowly and smoothly. That's the feeling to get. And remember that the head is the very last thing to come up. Don't be in a hurry to raise the head. I'm going to straighten the back first of all and raise the arms just to shoulder level and then go over to the side, but with both arms moving at the same time, like a sort of an aeroplane. Gripping the leg firmly so that I can lean the weight onto this supporting hand and then bring the top arm over with the elbow straight, turning the palm of the hand towards the floor and then holding it absolutely still for a hold of 5. And that's the hold, in fact, that we use for most of the movements in the routine. So you'll get used to that hold of 5. And then straightening up smoothly, bringing the arms back level with the shoulders again and letting them come gently back down to the sides. And then I'd repeat on the other side. Now, called the triangle, the movements in the routine have very easy to understand English names. So if you thought that yoga was full of complicated, weird-sounding names, forget it. Nothing difficult to remember or to have to understand. All right, I'm going to show you a more modified version, and this is one that I'll be getting you to do in just a moment. Exactly the same beginning of it, just getting the back straight and raising the head, and then taking a breath as the arms come up. Coming over to the side. Incidentally, don't worry about the breathing. After that first breath, I want you to forget it and let your body breathe when it's natural. Leaning onto the leg, putting the weight onto that hand, bringing the top arm over to about this position only, and then holding that again for a count of 5 before straightening up smoothly. See how slow everything is? And very smooth, nothing is jerky, just very easy and very gentle. And the arms come back down just for a moment, just to relax them, and the head. And we do it on the other side. So straightening the back, the head, raising the arms, taking the breath as the arms come up. That's what the body wants to do anyway, to take the breath at that time. Coming over, gripping the leg where it's comfortable. Might be comfortable for you above the knee, and that's perfectly all right. Bringing the top arm over, holding for 5 again. Straightening up smoothly, really works on the back muscles as well. Strengthening that. The arms come level with the shoulders again. And easily back down to your sides without rushing. And now watch this bit. We did it last time as well. It's just allowing the body to relax over from the hips, but using the weight of the arms and the hands and the head. That means without any pushing, let your body come to its natural limit and let it hang there for a moment. And now this very, very important part of uncoiling your back, imagining that there's a cord fixed to the back of your waist and attached to the ceiling that's slowly pulling you up, so that in fact you're using every joint in the spine to bring you up, so that you're strengthening the spine and straightening the back slowly, getting right to the top of the spine because even the head is uncoiled. See that? The head is the very last thing to come up. Come out from under the head. And it feels lovely, that uncoiling, because you're really getting to every joint, right up to the very last joint in the neck. All right, want to join in? Just to get the feeling of what it's like. Stand up and just first of all make sure that you can raise the arms without hitting the furniture. So just check that. All right, let's part the legs and the feet, perhaps a little bit closer than I've got them. Make it about 2 to 2.5 feet. And make sure that you don't slip. If you do that, then that means that you need another surface on the floor, like a towel, to stop you from slipping. But don't worry about that for today, for now. Bring the legs and feet a little bit closer together so that we can do it together. All right, just let your head relax ever so slightly. And let the arms and the hands relax. And now straighten the back. Raise the head. Raise the arms. Take a breath now as you raise the arms. Make a noise. Forget the breathing at this point. I don't want you to worry about the breathing, and the body will breathe in and out when it needs to. For now, grip the leg when you get there. Bring the top arm over. Needn't be very far. Hold it still for 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Straighten up smoothly if you can. Remember that everything is done without any strain, without jerking, just very gently, very smoothly. Let's let the head relax a little bit, and let's do it on the other side. Straighten the back, raise the head, take that breath, make a noise. Over to the other side, but smoothly. Try not to jerk. Grip the leg. Bring the top arm over. Needn't be far. 2, 3. About the same speed as seconds this hold. And that must be 5. Straighten up. Smoothly again. Remember, that's the bit that gets to the back. And bring the arms back. Level with the shoulders. Back down to your sides. And let's let the body relax over. Remember, don't push it. Let it relax. And then uncoiling, try to let the head stay down until the very, very last, especially when you practice it at home on your own. And I'll put the breathing in as well. Don't want you to worry too much about the breathing. Yoga breathing isn't complicated, but at this stage, all I want you to think about is taking a deep breath at the beginning, which I'll show you, and when to put it in, and then forget the breathing. The body will breathe naturally if you just leave it alone. So legs and the feet together, fists of the hands. At this point, you take a really deep breath, make a noise as you take it. And then pushing down with the elbows, pushing down with the fists. And although I'm pushing, I'm not jerking. And that's very important. It's very smooth, very gentle, just arching the spine a little, letting the head go back, but to this sort of position. Holding it now for a count of 5. So that must be 2 by now, 3, 4, and 5. This is the important bit. Let the head slide back slowly. See how slowly it's sliding back. Not only is it wonderfully relaxing, it also gets rid of the stiffness and the tension in the neck, so a nice bonus. And it feels so good to do this one. When your back touches, let the legs and feet relax. Let the arms and hands relax. A nice one to do, that one, it really is. All right, now, if you feel like doing it with me, that's fine, but just check around you to make sure that you can lie down on the floor without knocking the furniture flying. See that you've got enough space to lie down easily and comfortably. And don't think that you have to lie down the way that I do it. It just happens to feel comfortable. Lie down whichever way is easiest for you until you're flat on your back. And then go into that same position of deep relaxation. Just let the legs and the feet, arms and the hands relax. And I know that you can't see me. Obviously, you're not watching the television right now, but listen very carefully to my voice. All right, just close the legs and the feet first of all, without rushing too much. Straighten your elbows, make really firm fists of the hands, thumbs uppermost. At this point, you take the breath. Make a noise as you take it. Breathe in. Push with the elbows, the fists, but don't jerk. Push the chest up to arch the back. Let the head go back, but not too far. The idea is to come to a very comfortable position that you can hold still for a count of 5. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now slowly, remember this sliding of the head. Allow the head to slide slowly back without any pushing. No rush. It's really letting the body melt down. Really indulge yourself in this one. When your back touches, let the feet relax. Let the hands relax. Let the back relax as well. I'm going to go into this position of relaxation first, where the feet are relaxed, the hands are relaxed, and above all, the back is relaxed. And then bring the legs and the feet together. Turn the hands to the floor. Bend the knees and bring them in towards the chest. Interlock the fingers and loop them over the knees. Bring the knees closer in towards me and then raise the head up towards the knees. See that coiling position? And then carry the head back after a holding period, but smoothly and slowly, trying not to jerk. When it touches, letting the knees come away a little bit, and then bringing the hands back onto the floor, letting the feet touch, and sliding the legs slowly out, and going into that same relaxation position once again. Well, I'll do it again in a moment, and I'll do it to a slightly more modified raise, the kind of raise that I'd like you to come to first of all. Bearing in mind that, as I've said before, with these movements, you don't have to push to go further. The fact that you're establishing the stretch whilst you're holding for 5 means that the next time that you do it, automatically you'll go a little bit further, bit further, bit further. So no need to push. The other point about this is the carrying of the head, and it really is a feeling of carrying the head. When I do it this time, you'll see what I mean. Not only does it work the neck muscles, but it also works out the stiffness in the neck. And that's very unpleasant for those of you that actually suffer from that kind of thing. Start by lying flat on the back again. I'm going to just relax in that position of deep relaxation for a moment. Closing the legs and the feet. All has a sequence. Everything is done in turn. First the legs and the feet, now the hands, and then bending the knees in towards the chest. Interlocking the fingers, looping the hands over the knees, but not too far down, about midway, a third to midway down. Relaxing the feet muscles a little bit, This is the point where we take a deep breath in through the nose, and then pulling the knees a little bit closer and bringing the forehead up towards the knees, but not necessarily touching the knees. Point is to come to a comfortable position so that I can now hold it absolutely still for a count of 5. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all the hold that we need to establish the stretch before carrying the head back. Really is a feeling of carrying the head rather than just letting it go back quickly. And when it touches, the knees come away a little bit. Hands come back onto the floor. And the feet touch. Slide them slowly. And into that lovely relaxation position again. Another nice one, another one of my favorites. I'd like you to try that if you feel like joining in with me, but just make sure that there's enough space to lie down on the floor without knocking the furniture flying. The coil is one of those movements that gets to more of the body, as indeed most of the movements do in the routine. And apart from getting to the back from the very base of the back right up to the very top of the spine, it also gets to the buttocks, firms the buttock muscles, and the thighs, and the shoulders, and the arms, as well as the neck. So it's not just a back movement. All right, have a go with me. First of all, lie down. Remember that it doesn't have to be the same way that I'm lying down. This happens to be very comfortable for me, but you just lie down whichever way is easiest for you, without rushing, until you're flat on the floor. And just relax in that position again. Let the toes relax. Let the hands relax. All right, bring the legs and the feet together. Turn the palms to the floor. Bend the knees in towards the chest. Interlock the fingers and loop them over the knees, but about a third to midway down, not too close to the ankles. A deep breath. Don't be afraid to make a noise as you take that breath in through the nose. Breathe in. Pull the knees just a little closer towards you. That's all you need to do. And raise the head smoothly. Bring the forehead up towards the knees, but stop where it's comfortable. Now see if you can hold it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Carry it back. You can get that feeling of carrying it back slowly. If it's a strain, of course, let it go back quicker. But still try to let it go back smoothly. Try not to let it jerk. When it touches, let the knees come away from you a little bit. Undo the fingers. Let the hands come back to the floor. Let the feet touch and slide them slowly without rushing, straight out. And just go into that relaxation position again. Let the toes fall open. Let the hands relax on the backs of the hands. And let your back relax. All right, let's start by going through the whole movement as usual, just so that you can see what the movement is. And I'm going to relax just for a moment in this position first. Close the legs and the feet. Turn the palms of the hands down towards the floor and bend the knees and bring the feet in, not as close as you could, but just to a position that's comfortable, flat of the feet. Make fists of the hands, these by now becoming very familiar position of the hands, tight fists, and then push with the feet, push with the fists, and raise the body up. And we'd hold for the usual count of 5, and then lower the body slowly. It's again smooth and slow, like everything in the routine. Straighten the legs out, and then just relax for a moment again. Right. Well, I'll do it again in a moment, and I'll come to that slightly more modified position that I'd like you to aim for, with the back just raised about this far off the ground. And of course, you're getting the benefit each time that you do it. It's more important to come to a comfortable position, hold that position still, than to come to a higher position and feel a little bit shaky. So just come to where it's absolutely comfortable. And this time, of course, as usual, I'll put some breathing in as well. So don't think about doing it with me just yet. Next time round, I'll get you to join in, but just watch this time round and see exactly what the movement is. I'm relaxing again just for a moment, and then closing the legs and the feet, turning the hands down to the floor, bending the knees. You see how it's one thing and then another? All the little bits have a sequence. Making fists of the hands, but really tight fists, close into the body, thumbs uppermost. This is the point where you take the breath, make a noise, take a deep breath in through the nose, and then push with the feet, push with the fists, and raise the hips off the ground just to about this height. Hold it as still as you can for the count of 5. So it would be 2, 3, 4, and 5. The lowering is important. Try to make it as smooth as you can. Try not to allow yourself to jerk. That's what's building up the strength, the control that you're using. Slide the legs and the feet straight out. And then relax again. Right. All right, in a moment I'll get you to do it. So just check on the floor to see if you have enough room, in fact, to lie down. And just a very quick word about clothes. People often wonder if you have to wear specific clothes to practice yoga. And basically, the only thing that's important is that you are comfortable, that you can breathe freely, so nothing tight around the neck, nothing tight around the waist. And really, any clothes that you feel comfortable in. The least clothes the better, obviously, because clothes are a little bit inhibiting, but a leotard is fine, or a tracksuit, or even a pair of pajamas, anything that gives you freedom of movement and that you're comfortable in. All right, do it along with me if you feel like it, and start by sitting on the floor. Try not to rush. Lie down onto your back, and just for a moment relax. Let the hands and the feet relax. All right, now bring the legs and the feet together. Turn the hands, palms to the floor. Bend the knees and draw the feet in, not as close as you can possibly get them, to a comfortable position. Now make the fists of the hands, thumbs uppermost. Make a noise as you take this breath. Breathe in. Push with the fists, push with the feet. Don't jerk. Nothing to fight for. Just raise the hips a little and stop there. See if you can hold it still. 2, 3, 4, should be completely comfortable. And 5, and lower the body without jerking if you can. Pressing the knees together helps the control. And when your body touches, stay as you are. Let the hands relax on the backs. Let's do it once more. Why not? Make the fists again, exactly the same way. A deep breath. Breathe in. Push with the fists. Push with the feet. Raise the hips. Need only be a few inches, but stop where you feel you can hold it. Rock steady. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Press the knees together. Don't allow yourself to jerk. Take control. That's what builds the strength. When you touch this time, let the hands relax. Slide the legs straight out. And just relax for a second. Let me first of all show you the whole movement and then talk about it a little bit more. First of all, it's coming onto the hands and the knees for this one and having the hands directly underneath the shoulders so that you've actually got maximum support. Tucking the toes under so that you're resting on the balls of the feet. Feet are together and the knees are together. And then pushing up, straightening the knees and letting the head hang completely relaxed. Just letting the head go. And normally we'd hold it for the usual 5 counts and then let the knees come down slowly and smoothly until eventually they touch. And that's it. Well, we're going to do it again, or I'm going to do it again first of all. Don't do it just yet. I'll get you to join in a moment. And I'll show you actually a more modified version, which means that the knees come down a little bit quicker than the way that I was just showing you. So let me just show you that first of all. Coming onto the hands and the knees once again. I'll put the breathing in this time as well so that you know when to take the breath. Tucking the toes underneath again. Feet are together and the knees are together. And at this point, you take a really deep breath in through the nose. Don't be afraid to make a noise as you take the breath. So a deep breath. Push with the hands. Push with the feet. Straighten the knees. Let the head hang relaxed. And as high up onto the balls of the feet as you can comfortably. We'll hold it for 5. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Watch this coming down bit. It's pressing the knees together so that you can come down smoothly. I'll go up again without coming out from under this curtain of hair, if you can hear me. A deep breath. Push with the feet. Push with the hands high up onto the balls of the feet and let the head hang relaxed. Again, it's a hold of 5. I won't hold it this time, but I want you to watch the speed that I come down. When you begin, come down at this speed. It's a bit quicker than the first time that I did it. And then after doing it twice, this is the relaxation position. Straighten the toes. Sit back onto the heels. Let your forehead come right down onto the floor in front of you. And put the hands behind you. Let the elbows bend. And let the fingers curl and relax. Just to give the shoulders, the wrists, the hands a really good rest. And then straighten up this way if you can, uncoiling the back. With the head being the very last thing to come up. Feels really good, not having to rush. Lovely. And there's a reason behind doing that, in fact. It's, even though it's coming out of a relaxation position, you're using all the joints in the back, as we've done before, as you're straightening up, and even using the joints in the back of the neck, in fact. So try and come up that way. It's really much more beneficial. All right, feel like having a go? Kneel down. Come onto the hands and the knees. Tuck the toes underneath onto the balls of the feet. Have the knees together, have the feet together. Don't be afraid to take this really deep breath at the beginning and make a noise as you take it. It really helps. So a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe in. Try not to jerk. Push with the feet. Push with the hands. Straighten the knees and just let the head go. Let it hang. Hold it still if you can. Should be absolutely comfortable. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let the knees bend. Press them together to help. Let them come down a little bit quicker if it's more comfortable, but still try to do it smoothly. Let the knees touch. Let's do it again. A deep breath. Breathe in. Push with the feet. Push with the hands. Push the body as far off the ground as you can. Let the head go. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Smoothly. Even if you do it a little bit quicker, still try to do it smoothly. When your knees touch, straighten the toes. Sit right back onto your heels. Let the head come down onto the floor. Put the hands behind you, and now really let the elbows bend. Let the fingers curl and relax so that your shoulders, your arms, and your wrists really get a chance to unwind properly. And now this uncoiling part. Try to let the back stay curved. Straighten the back with the head as the very, very last thing to come up.